Dallas. So for both Dallases, I just am processing.
Yeah. It's hard to be so back to back like that. I don't know how they do it either. It's just crazy.
So they did it back to back like that last year. And
did they?
Yeah. So that's why, for those of you guys on Facebook, EMP is coming out. And it was back to back last year. And so like California going out to, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's right. Because you guys had to do this.
So there were people that, hey, we didn't even see you, but we'd have to leave like right at the end just to get over to the flights, or we were leaving at like 3 and 4 in the morning. It was real fun, you know. Smile, you guys, and make it work.
Oh, fun. You're going to Disney, right? Okay, everyone's going to Disney. Everybody, who's all going to Disney? Janet's going to Disney. Yay!
All in for Disney, EMP. I don't know, you guys. My brain is like, I'm going to what is it? Tony Robbins. I'm going to his live event and I'm going to go walk on fire, you guys. So I'll let you know what that's like. That is mid-November. So 8th through the 13th. You know, because I don't have enough going on in my life. Let's just add to it.
Just one.
Just zip it up.
Oh, we just smile. So hi, you guys. I'm like talking. Hi, Sedary. So Tony's in charge today, and I'm just like blah. So I'll let you take over.
All righty. So I guess we could take wins. Any wins? Go ahead, Janet. You're still muted.
Okay. That is a learning curve for me. I can never get that thing off of mute. So I just got back from the most amazing boot camp in St. George, my first time to paparazzi headquarters. So man, I am still like, my feet are still not touching the ground. It was amazing. I learned so much, but also on the plane ride over, I sold jewelry while I was in flight. That was so cool. That was so cool. So I got 3 new customers while we were traveling. So well, actually 4 with the lady on the plane, and learned so much. Got to see Mama Frank there. So yay. It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend.
Very nice. Very nice. Any more? Go ahead, Suzanne.
So back a few months ago, I started selling some jewelry to one of the ladies I go to church with. So she goes, well, let me come to your house and look. Okay. So she ended up buying $80 in jewelry for herself. I just, whoa, you know, because she'll ask for certain pieces. She likes the blingy and the big stuff. And I didn't think, when I first saw her, I thought small jewelry, but she likes that real big stuff. So she came and she just, man, I want this, and this. So that's the biggest sale at one time I've done. So I was excited. And then I had sold through the whole weekend on top of that. So that, for me, that's a big win.
Yes, congratulations. All right, Susan, I saw your hand pop up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, me?
Sorry. I'm incognito.
Or me or Suze? Oh, sorry. I think all the Susans and Suzannes had a win. Go, Susan, go.
I had a customer who's been a good customer message me and tell me I haven't been on your lives for a while because I'm saving up to buy a kit. So hopefully I will have a new team member this month.
Very nice. This is a good month for her to join. She gets she gets 10, 30, or 50 pieces that she can pick her own.
50. I think it's 50, right?
No, it's based on which kit you get.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Or at 50. It said, because remember it says up to 50.
Up to 50.
Up to 50. Okay. all easy peasy. That sounds amazing, guys. So I hope all those new customers and our potential new business partner, they're going to come through and they're going to show up and show out for you guys. Okay, so today's lesson is pre-recorded, which made it super short, concise, and to the point. I love it when they're like that. Okay, so it's day 29, and he talked about consultant retention. That's what I'm going to call it for us. That's what we call it. But he, he said distributors, but for consultant with retention, he gave us 4 things today that he wants us to think about. Start to think about these things in a mindset of having a system for each one of these. So he says what you do is you there's this line. Well, I'm gonna go this way. There's this line. So you have on one side of the line, they are raring to stay. They're going to do it. They're going to work the business. They're going to build a team. That's one side. On the other side is they're going to get this kit. They're never going to even open it. And next thing you know, they're canceled. Or they might open the kit. They might sell a few pieces out of it. They never order anything else, and then they get canceled. So you have your stay side, your leave side. So you want to keep them on the stay side. This is where we want our people to always be, on the stay side. So the goal is to keep them going. Keep them going. That's our responsibility as a team leader, is to keep them going. Keep them going for another 90 days. Keep them going for another 30. He said 90, but hey, if you can keep them going for another 30 days, okay, we did that 30 days. Okay, how about we try another 30 days? Keep the idea is to keep them going. So first off, it starts with your launching process. You have to launch effectively in order to keep them engaged, to make sure they know what they need to know, how to order new releases, how to navigate through the back office, what else they need to know. If they're new, encourage them to use Premiere. It is amazing. It is easy, simple, and you just can't mess it up. You can't go wrong with it. It gives them a website where they can house their in stock inventory that they have on hand, like that. Just a couple of clicks and it's already on the website. So that will give them 2 websites, their replicated site and their personal inventory website. He said to encourage them all. Of course, he says encourage them to do the GoPro Academy. I think what is it, $297? It's $297 for the GoPro Academy 10. So he says get 10 people. Well, let me say this. So that he says to get them to read GoPro if they haven't. Well, I guess I would probably might need to read it myself first before I try to get somebody else to read it. So he says get them to do that. Read GoPro. Make sure they are launched properly, because that is a huge step in retaining your consultants. Then he said, if you want to just kind of figure out what works best for you, he says you can do the GoPro Academy yourself. Take what you got from the GoPro Academy and just take it and create your own system based on the GoPro Academy. You can do that. Or you could just keep doing what you've been doing and just say, oh, okay, thanks for signing up. Nice to meet you. And there you go. Send them off to figure it out. So he said, your next 10, do one of those 3 ways. Kind of create an experiment for yourself or a test case. So 10 that you convinced to sign up for the GoPro Academy, 10 that you implement your own system based on what you've learned through GoPro Academy. And then the last 10, just, hey, Nice to see you. All right, we'll see you when we see you. Just let them go for it. The next thing you want to do, product. Be sure that they open that kit, go through the kit with them. If they are local to you, if you can go to their home, you can go sit with them, help them go through the things, show them, explain to them what everything is. If not, Zoom. You can Zoom with them as they're opening the kit, help them to go through it, let them know the ins and outs of it. Now, for us, I don't think product is the hardest part. That's usually the easiest part because most times they're already a customer. So they're already using the product. Now that they have this kit, though, you want to help them use it to benefit them and show them how they can earn their profits with their kit. Create challenges around your product. So we know what that is. You know, we can do usually we'll have ones that's like, okay, your Get Active challenge, or anyone who orders 50 PV today will be entered into a drawing. So those types of things keeps them getting new inventory, because maybe that'd be the only time that they'll order, but at least you'll know that they'll be getting something each month. So then he says your goal with the product is to get them emotionally attached to the product. Once their emotions are there and the emotions are attached to the product, then you have a good basis, that a good chance that they're going to keep going because they are emotional about it, they're compassionate about it. And we know that our product is wonderful, but it's more than just the product. We know the benefits we have. So we want to let them know all of those things in that launch. Let them know the benefits that we have other than the product itself. Then you want to connect them. You want to connect them with people or websites that will be able to influence their business, influence them to do more in the business, to continue in the business. So you can do this by where I put team Zooms, Facebook groups, and we know that's what we do. We add them to all the team groups, from our personal group up to our highest upline. Okay. Tell them about convention. Tell them when convention is. Make sure you have them in the chats. If you have a team chat, if you have a new consultant chat, whatever chats you have that will benefit them, keep them connected to the business. Make sure you keep them connected to those things that they can be influenced by. Make sure they know corporate number for whatever questions they may have. If they need to call in about an order, let them know all of that information, where they can go for Q&A, policies and procedures, the little help button in the back office. Show them how to use all of those tools so that they can stay connected to what's going on within paparazzi. Also make sure that they read their emails, because that's where a lot of our announcements, a lot of our information comes in through our emails. Encourage them to have an email specifically for their paparazzi business. That way it doesn't get lost in all the personal and the junk stuff. Then the last thing, which it says connecting them will lead them to the next step, which is friends. And he said, yes, it is your responsibility as a leader to make sure that they have friends in the business. So you may have someone on your team, or maybe even a side team that that they share a lot of things in common. So connect them with that person. You can set up a Zoom. You can set up a meet, greet. If you live locally together, maybe at EMP or convention, if they're both going to be there, you can introduce them. But he says, make sure you help them create the buddy system. That's what we say. Everyone needs a buddy, just like when we had the little buddy system in school. All right, grab your buddy's hand, Why? So no one gets lost. Everybody has someone to really account to, be responsible to and for. So create that for them, connect them with others that can help them in the business. And the more you get them connected and they start to build relationships, friendships, some might find their best friend in this business, or add a new best friend, their paparazzi BFF. So those are things he told. He said, think about how you can take all 4 of those things and create a system around that will help your consultants stay on, where's my line? On this side over here. We want them to stay, because if you don't do those things, he says, it just makes everything easier for them to just kind of walk away or fade out, or because nobody says anything to them, they're not connected with anybody, they feel alone, they're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. So we are responsible to make sure that they get all of those 4 steps in place when we bring them on with us. And then tomorrow we will talk about 4, he says there are 12 in total. So tomorrow we will get 4 more things. And that was it in a nutshell. Keeping them busy. As he always says, our goal as leaders is to get them to do a little bit more than they would have done without us.
And I feel like from all the years that I've been doing paparazzi, but as I've come in contact with consultants who have either quit paparazzi, or people in other network marketing companies that have quit or that have come back, the one thing I've heard the most is, oh, I didn't know where to find that, or I didn't feel connected, or I didn't know this. So this is something that if I was to go back, the one thing from now to the very beginning is doing these exact same things, is getting people plugged in, having them feel connected, because then you're more likely to keep going. When you're having a down day, how many of you guys go and talk to your leader, or do you go talk to a friend and then they're like, no, keep going? So this is something that is huge to go through and really look at these 4 things and how do you create a system around it to make it work, because it's very helpful, and things that I wish I knew. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to create more around these things that I'm not doing as of right now.
Yep. Very good. Very good. I'm trying to think, did he say anything else outside of what I wrote?
No, I think that was it.
That's pretty much.
Because it was 1 launch, 2 product, 3 connect, and 4 friends. And so you did go through all those, but it's all about the connection, and you're going to run into different people. Like me, I am very much, I will figure it out myself, and I'm not going to wait on anyone, and I don't care, and I will find it. But not everybody is like me. Not everybody has that push all the time. So sometimes we need to not hold hands, but you need to just kind of pat them along and introduce them to people that are more like their personality, that's going to push them and hit their drive to make them want to keep going.
Because it's crazy to me that I have run into like a convention or EMP, you're just kind of talking with people between breaks, or while you're before or after, and they say, yeah, I don't really know how to do this. Like simple things like order new releases. What do you mean you don't know how to order new releases? Like, it just blows my mind when somebody tells me that they don't know how to order new releases. I'm like, okay. Like,
That just shows you how awesome our team is.
Yeah. I'm like,
But to me, I feel like people need to take accountability too. I mean, come on.
Absolutely. You got to read.
I started during the pandemic, and I didn't know anybody except for my sponsor. And I just went to town looking up through stuff, looking at the website, checking out different things, different resources and stuff. I mean, you know, you're an adult, is how I feel. Take accountability for what you learn, and you can't blame other people. If your business fails, it is your fault, period.
Reading is fundamental. Reading.
Exactly. We all learned our ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
Like she was a customer. She's been shopping with me. And then I think when one of the promotions we had, you know, I kind of approached her to like, you know, sign up. I think you really would like this. And then she tells me she's already a consultant. And I'm like, ugh. She had never told me that before. But she's already a consultant. But whoever signed her up quit. She has no idea who her next upline is. She doesn't want to call corporate. She's like, oh, I don't even want to fool with them like that. I'm like, fool with who? Like what? Like call and find out who your next upline person is.
Well, she don't even have to call. She can look at it on her back office.
I couldn't.
If you can't find new releases, you definitely can't find the back office.
I tried, and I was like, well, maybe it's because she doesn't have the pro app, so I don't know. But I couldn't. She didn't have the option. She didn't have whatever it was that she needed to click on. She didn't have that. And I was like, oh, I said, well, maybe it's because you don't have the pro app. But she had been asking me about Premiere, and I was like, oh, okay, well, if you just need a little assistance, no problem. I'm here. I'll help you. When I tell you she wanted me to take her through from beginning to the end, I was like, girl, I sent her the videos. I was like, all you gotta do is follow this. Just read this. So I sat on the phone with her till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning one night.
I don't do that. I'm sorry. I don't babysit.
One night.
And my consultants know I don't babysit. I tell them, they'll ask me a question and I'm like, did you look it up? It's the first thing I ask them.
So I was just like trying to be helpful. I was like, you're not going to make this a habit. We're not going to make this a habit. In my mind, that's what I'm saying. So the next time she had a question, I found it, sent her the link to it, and she was like, oh, thank you. I'm like, well, I'm more of a visual hands-on learner. Well, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not going to be sitting on the phone with you all hours of the night because you don't want to read. You just want somebody to just tell you. So exactly. I think that's a little conversation with her.
You're going to hit all different personalities. That's why we systematize it all. And it's like, here, we're just going to plug you in and here it is.
Yep.
I'm just laughing because I'm like, yep. And I'm sitting in my office freezing. So this is why I'm in a sweatshirt and a blanket because I'm so cold. Oh, I love you guys so much. Thank you, Sedaria. You are a dream. Thank you guys for being here. We have 4 minutes and I kind of want to get that anklet for myself. So I'm going to go and look it up so I can get me one of those, but know that I love you and hope you guys have a fabulous day and we will see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Have a good trip, Brittany.